Welcome everyone to my lesson plan. My name is Ana Andrade and my lesson plan is based on jump roping. Let's get started. So right here, this is my lesson plan for the La Ferra College of Educational Studies. And you can see that the grade level that I have chosen for this physical education activity is 3rd grade. I have right here some preparation for the teaching, which are the content standards. Standard number 1, students demonstrate the motor skills and movement patterns needed to perform a variety of physical activities, such as 1.2, 1.5, which are performed in an inverted balance tripod by evenly distributing weight on body parts. 1.5, jump continuously a forward turning rope and backward turning rope. Standard 2, students demonstrate knowledge of movement concepts, principles, and strategies that apply to learning and performing in physical activities. 2.1, describe how changing speed and changing directions can allow one person to move away from another. Standard 3, students assess and maintain a level of physical fitness to improve health and performance. 3.3, participating 3 to 4 days each week for increased periods of time in continuous moderate to vigorous physical activities that require sustained movement of the large muscle groups to increase breathing and heart rate. 3.7, sustain continuous movement for increasing periods of time while participating in moderate to vigorous physical activity. 3.8, measure and record improvement in individual fitness activities. And that would be done by the professor. Let's look at the lesson objective. My lesson objective is 3rd grade students will be able to jump rope, that is turning forward and backward with the correct manipulative 5 or more times by 2 other classmates within 3 class periods. So basically for a whole week we're going to be doing this lesson of jump roping as long as with other fine motor manipulatives that will help them for the fine motor as well as for gross motor. The materials that you will be needing, material/equipment, are a 16 jump rope, 1 per group, 10 ropes in total because there will be 10 groups, 1 Bluetooth speaker, 2 cones to create a line for individual chords, so 20 in total, 10 signs with 10 different characters, 1 for each individual group, 1 whistle, 3 cue cards, a wave, snake, and jump rope signs. School laptop, single jump ropes, students with disabilities. I added this for students that have different kinds of disabilities, such as a wheelchair or have autism and they want to improve their jump roping. Multiple intelligence. Based on Howard's Garden 7 multiple intelligence, I have visual, spatial, body kinesthetic, logical, visual, sound, motion, instructional setting, interpersonal. The role for the teacher will be using Bluetooth speakers to create music from the school laptop as a cue to switch positions when jumping or handling the ropes. The student will listen to the cue for the music, and within the 5-second window, they will switch positions within their groups. And there will be 3 people per group. Strategies to meet diversified learners. Like I said, there is people with wheelchairs, people with autism, students who are visually impaired as well or have other impairments may be allowed to use single jump rope when it is their turn to jump. And while it is their turn to jump, students that do not have any difficulties, they can continue moving or manipulating the jump rope. The instructional for the plan, students will be introduced to the activity after finishing a warm-up. The teacher will let the students know that they will be doing jump rope for the consecutive week. They will be shown many visuals of what they will be doing with the jump rope during each cue. The instructor will introduce the music and how it represents a signal for the student to switch positions. So basically after warming up, the instructor will let the students know that they are going to be working on jump roping. And they're going to be placed in groups as well as they're going to have visual cues. These are the visual cues. The first one is a snake. The second one is a wave. The third is jump roping. I couldn't find a picture with 1 person jump roping and 2 helping out. It can be pretty difficult. And this will be introduced as well. It will be explained in front of the classroom before the activity begins. The instructor will also provide a demonstration of the process, like we have talked about, of the activity, as well as explain the key visual cards by using 3 volunteers. The first thing that they will do is show them one of the cards, which is the mountain, and when the music begins, the students will create a mountain, low or high, for the students to jump over the rope. The snake, students will, let's go back again for the mountain. The mountain, they can jump low to the ground, or they can create a mountain as high enough as their waist, which is something that I will hear into the lesson plan. The next will be a snake. Students will create a snake-like motion as low as they can, and other students must jump over it as many times as possible without having the rope touch their feet. Again, this can be as high as their hips or as low as their feet. This is also great because it helps with students who have special needs, so they can work on their fine motor manipulative. Number 3, the jump rope. Students will need to drop more than 5 times over the jump rope. Having students create and work on these motions will allow them to work on their excellent motor activity, which is the wrist, arms, and work on their hand-eye coordination. Students will be participating in exercising their gross motor development, such as their upper and lower body of their cephalocodule. I hope I'm saying that right. Very tricky. After explaining the concepts, students will be showing a graph with their assigned groups. So this is the assigned groups right here. Sorry if you're not able to see it, but here's the assigned groups. And each station will have a picture of the assigned, of the little pictures. So for example, station number 1 would have a sign that shows the little eyes, all the way to the 10th station, which shows a football. The informal assessment. The teacher will have a rubric with all 30 students' name on it. And while the students are jumping the rope, they will need to be able to jump for at least 5 seconds and move the rope forward and backward with a firm grip. So this is not the final assessment. This is the informal assessment. The rationale for a decision is before beginning the activity, the teacher can start by asking the students to close their eyes and look down and to raise their hands when being asked the following questions. Raise your hand quietly if you have ever jumped rope. Who here feels confident when they jump rope? And who here they might need to practice some more of their jump roping? And this should be done at the beginning of the lesson. Mostly like that, the teacher can also have and see how many students need to work, what students don't need to work, and like that as well. The PE instructor can also switch the students in different groups. The instructional input. Students will use what they have learned of the examples that was presented by the instructor with the 3 volunteers. They will also be vigilant of the whistle, music, and cue cards. Each group will have a symbol such eyes, peace sign, ears, nose, etc. There are 30 children in the class, making it 10 groups, and each group will have 3 children. Children will look for their names and go to their assigned groups. And this is just going over the materials and how it's going to be set up. In the informal assessment, the instructor will conduct a performance-based informal assessment. As the students are rotating, the instructor will be going around with a rubric for each student for the week with how many seconds they are able to jump. The rationale for the decision, students should be able to listen to the instructor after they have been given no more than 3 times and no less than 2 times of a direction. Making sure that the students are communicating and expressing their concerns with certain steps or positions is crucial, because this will allow for the instructor as well as for other students to see what they need support in. So for the closure, I have on the 3rd and final day of jumping rope, the instructor will talk about the rules in the back. Sorry, forgot one important detail. One important detail is the teacher will blow the whistle after 30 seconds and switch cue cards. The students will only have 5 seconds to change positions. After 15 minutes have passed, the instructor will blow the whistle and will allow the students to take a 5-minute break and go get a drink of water. This is important because of hydration. When Then come back and discuss some strategies. This should not take more than 10 minutes, then continue with the process. Of course, this might take a little bit longer, 15 minutes, but it shouldn't really take that long. This is just for them to come back to see what kind of strategies they can work on, and then after they have finished working on those strategies, the students should be able to go out and fix those problems or any questions that they had. It is crucial that students are given the rules before beginning the task. This allows for the students' special needs to have a clear understanding of the expected behavior and instructions throughout the process. This also helps students that were absent for any other days. Allowing for students to express their concerns, thoughts, and opinions can help with the performance of others who might have imposed the same question. Again, going back to that after the break. Visual cards and music are a great way for the students that need to practice spatial awareness, amongst other Howard Gardner's 7 Multiple Intelligence. And that is all. Thank you so much for taking the time and listening to this 10-minute session. I wish you all good luck, and thank you.